When They Rape Us. Part 4. The Confessions. Fact versus Fiction.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback.
When They Rape Us. Part 4. The Confessions. When They Rape Us.
Hey. Desktop. Default. Okay. Yeah, it's all fucked, isn't it? Look at that. Hold on. Why is that mic so jacked? Okay. Yeah, it's all fucked, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah, it's garbage. Hear the fan? That mic so jacked? Fan nightmare. Hold on. Yeah, it's all fucked, isn't it? Fan's going ballistic. It's because I could turn it down, but then I could have no power. If I change this, hear the fan? Fan night. Yeah, it's a fucking disaster. I apologize. Let me just do a quick Q&A. We'll do one Q and one A, and then I'll just go in and make this. Q me, and I'll A you. This is your one chance. Hit me. And then I'm just going to make this thing. At least block it out. Gotta block it out. Alright, so we're doing...
When They Rape Us.
Okay. When They Rape Us, I'm going to need a visual to put in there. We're going with this. I've prepped this. Okay. Now we're going into LL Cool.
When They Rape Us. Part 4. The Confessions. Fact versus Fiction.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback.
Okay, that's blasting. So we're going with 67 on that, and you know I need to change Blossom's intro a little bit. First, let me see what you got for me. You for the win. Devin, I've already started to pack. The management will do a walkthrough this Saturday. I haven't even looked for a job in Austin. Just an update. Okay. You're heading over to Austin. Yeah, city has opportunity. And I think some cool people, young people. When is the cp5 next video going up? I mean, I'm making it right now. So, will you show me some F1 footage on your channel? I'm going to have a whole separate channel, I think, dedicated to F1. It's my new passion. Can't get enough of it. It's fantastic. Now, let me... Yeah, this fan is going to kill you guys. I'm going to squash this and I'm just going to work. So, have a nice one.
Part 4. The Confessions. Fact versus Fiction. When They Rape When They Rape Us. Part 4. The Confessions. Fact versus Fiction.
Come on, man.
Fact versus Fiction.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J.
Fact versus Fiction.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback.
But tonight,
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
but tonight,
Don't call it a comeback.
but tonight,
Don't.
but tonight,
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
With your feet in the air and your head on the ground, trying this trick and spin it, yeah.
but tonight,
Don't call it a
Your head will
comeback.
collapse, and there's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my
but tonight,
Don't call it a comeback.
Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
but tonight,
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my.
Way out
Don't call it a
in the
comeback. I've been here
water,
for years.
it's swimming.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my.
I was swimming in the
Call it a comeback.
Caribbean.
I've been here for years. I'm rocking my feet.
Animals were hiding behind.
Put suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion. Like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion.
In 1990, a movie came out called Goodfellas. People refer to it as the greatest mob movie ever made, and that's in a competitive field. If you haven't seen Goodfellas, maybe you're young, maybe you've been busy, I would recommend you find the nearest oak tree and bash your face into it, you stupid dick. You're a joke. Okay, you're a joke. In that film, there are many truths exposed about not just the mob, but about human nature, about certain codes of conduct within the Italian-American community, shall we say, specifically in organized crime. One of the reasons we refer to it as organized crime is because it was polished, it was thought out. There was something called honor, there was something called loyalty. You were part of a larger operation, and if you got caught and you started talking to save your own ass, not only would the rest of the guys in the crew, in the family, this thing of ours, not only would they not respect you, you might be dead. It is sin number one is to narc on your friends because they all know the risks involved. If they get caught, they're not talking about you. And if you get caught, you better not talk about them, or else you will suffer, and those that you love will suffer. And that is why, in this film, we see a young recruit who's working for the mob, this one little crew in his neighborhood. And he was doing errands, he was doing sort of low-level stuff, but he got caught. Now, he went to court, and he was taken care of. They had lawyers, they had people paid off, so he got off with a slap on the wrist. And when he got off, I want you to notice the reaction of his boys. Boys like Bobby De Niro. Watch.
It was easy for all of us to disappear. My house was in my mother-in-law's name. My birth certificate.
Please let the record Mr. Hill, do you... Your Honor, let the record reflect that Mr. Hill has identified the defendant, Paul Cicero. Your Honor, I have a document that I'd like to have marked...
See, the hardest thing for me was leaving the life. I still love the life. And we were treated like movie stars with muscle. We had it all just for the asking. Our wives, mothers, kids, everything.
Watch. Watch.
Henry, come here. Say hello to Tom.
Hey, how you doing, Andrew?
We're just gonna be working together.
It's amazing that they got an actor to play a young Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci is the same size as that kid. He didn't grow since then.
Oh, you broke your cherry.
Sometimes...
The dude came back as a hero. It was nothing but pinching of the cheeks and, oh, forget about it. Look at this kid. They loved him. They adopted him like a son. And why were they proud of him? Because he shut his mouth. And he learned the lesson. De Niro told him, you never rat on your friends, and you always keep your mouth shut. Now, when it comes to the Central Park Five, they were a pristine example of disorganized crime. They had no loyalty. They had no honor. They spilled the beans immediately to save their own ass. They didn't have to talk, but they talked. And do you know why they talked? A, because the police asked them to. They asked them to say what happened because we have literally 30 people say you were there. So you should talk, cooperate with the cops. But these five in particular, and granted, Steve Lopez is not part of these five, and he was there and he raped the woman, but we'll leave him aside for now. These guys had to talk. Do you know why? Not because they were coerced, because they wanted to save their ass. So they said, okay, look, I was there, I'll tell the cops what I saw, but I'll fudge the part where I was involved. I didn't do anything. In fact, one of them went so far as to say, or a couple of them did, I was trying to help the woman. I mean, it's pretty brazen. So if we look at their testimony, here's the four guys that we have videotapes of their confessions.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
and I
Hot
reviewed this in a prior video. They didn't confess. They confessed to being there. None of them said they raped her. They said the other guys raped her.
to talk to the guys on the corner that's drug
So
dealers
they were
and all.
narking, they were ratting, they were in a straight up panic over the future of their young lives. None of this is consistent. Look at it. Kevin said it was Raymond, Steve Lopez, and Antron. Raymond said it was Kevin. Antron said it was, who's that Bobby Brown looking dude? I forget. Well, we're going to watch him later. He said it was that guy, Yusuf, Kevin, some Puerto Rican, and Antron himself. Only he didn't penetrate because he's a good guy. He's like one of the good rapists. Trust me. And then Corey said it was Kevin, Steve Lopez, and Raymond. So what do we see here? The one thing that's consistent is they all say they personally didn't do it.
And they're made to believe
And we can
that they
understand
can
the
be
reason.
witness.
That's just purely from self-preservation. They're lying. This is a clusterfuck. One of the things that I was fascinated by was the fact that people believe these guys are innocent, even though we hear in their own voice, on video, them describe in unbelievable detail the events that unfolded that night. You would have to be lobotomized to not realize that these guys are completely culpable in this. But don't believe me, we're about to go over some of their confessions and compare it to how their confessions were portrayed in the ridiculous film When They See Us. So Ava DuVernay would have you believe that those confessions went a certain way, but it doesn't take much to realize it didn't happen that way at all. We have the video footage, you're about to see it, and I'm going to juxtapose it to hammer home the point. But I was watching the other day a video from Larry Elder, who's a black man. Sometimes I watch black people just voluntarily and during my leisure time, because that's the kind of post-racial guy I am. Virtue mic drop. But he had on Eric Reynolds, another black or half black, Latin black, whatever. Latinx, I don't know. He brought him on and he was interviewing him and he's going over the points. I'm very familiar with Eric Reynolds and his opinions about the Central Park Five. He thinks they're all guilty. But during that interview, he mentioned something. He said this.
To repeat details, the city. Two were tabloids' notorious way of investigating.
Their parents are there. They're not, being kept from going to the bathroom or any of the nonsense that you've been fed by Ken Burns, Sarah Burns, and Ava DuVernay.
I also understand, Detective, that the daughter of Ken Burns worked with one of the lawyers filing the lawsuit against the...
People believe the lies. And I was thinking, oh, my God, here's a felon.
Links the five.
They say it. Each one of them says the same thing. In the middle of the night to perform, watch the confession.
Detective, we just got a phone call from someone who says both of us are wrong because of the lack of DNA. Detective, we just got a phone. Detective, we just got a phone. Detective, we just got a phone. Detective, we just got a phone call from someone who says both of us are wrong because of the lack of DNA that links the five to the rape of the Central Park jogger. To that, you say what, Detective?
Okay, then watch the videos. Watch the confession videos. All of the defendants say the exact same thing. They were unable to get an erection to perform sexually when they were attacking her. And if you think about it, you got 20 or 30, 13 and 14-year-olds in the middle of Central Park, in the middle of the night, beating the life out of this woman they don't even know. How can you perform sexually under those conditions? Mm-hmm. Look at the videos. They say it. Each one of them says the same thing. They could not get an erection. And you wouldn't expect them to under those circumstances. Only one person who was with them could. That was Mateus Reyes, the one who raped his mother, who was a serial rapist, who raped, tortured, and murdered a pregnant woman in front of her children. Of course he can complete the act because he's a psychopath, because he's disinhibited. He doesn't have a conscience. He doesn't have the ability to feel any type of compassion or any type of remorse for anything that he does. So, yes, he was able to complete the act. The others weren't, and they say as much when it happened.
Detective,
it's on the video.
What about Mateus Reyes saying that he acted alone?
He's a pathological liar. He's a psychopath. Mateus Reyes said that he had proof that he did it by himself. He claimed that he knows something no one else knows, that she had a fanny pack and a
Fairstein, in her op-ed piece for the Wall Street Journal, said that there were bloodstains and dirt on the clothing of some of the five, also semen on the shirt of one of the other five.
That's correct. There was pubic hair, there was blood.
Hey.
The one who named Rudy, that's correct. There was pubic hair, there was blood, there was semen, there was grass. The idea that was interviewed by Sarah Burns, at the end of the day, he was attacked by more than one person.
Back to her op-ed piece.
By the way, all of their lawyers fought against us testing the DNA, which was in its infancy at the time there, at least. A large number of them got away. We did not got away. And when the jury, which was, they listened to the evidence. They convicted them on it, people right now.
Of evidence beyond...
Never walked into a precinct. Ridiculous. I don't know where she came up with this. You know, I just can't, One of the things she blames their conviction on is the Pan Am Lockerbie 103 bombing. See if they're deprived of going to the bathroom, the videos. Watch the videos in their entirety. There's a website that they were clearly involved in the attack on Patricia, the outtakes from the season, and that was
you watched the documentary that Ken Burns did. And your reaction to that documentary was what?
Oh, it's a complete farce. Involved in the attack on Patricia Miley, a.k.a. the Central Park jogger. All you have to do is watch the videos. Watch the videos in their entirety. There's a website called CentralPark5JoggerAttackers.com. They have the videos there. Watch them all. Look to see if they're sleep deprived. Look to see if they're deprived of going to the bathroom. Look to see if they get their rights read to them. Their rights are read right to them at the beginning. Their parents are there. They're not being kept from going to the bathroom or any of the nonsense that you've been fed by Ken Burns, Sarah Burns. Those there. Watch of going to the bathroom. Look to see if they get their rights read to them. Their rights are read right to them at the beginning. They're not.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That was a gem. Mr. Eric Reynolds referenced the site. So I decided, wow, I'm going to that site. You have to search to find this thing. I mean, trust me. People are busy, and people simply do not have the time or patience to go hunting for the truth. People just accept headlines. They accept whatever they are told. It's like informational fast food. Yeah, I could probably go out and find some healthy food for myself and prep it, but it would take time and effort.
Parents are there.
Big Macs are good. So I go to the site, and it has a bunch of information. I went to the videos page, and I want you to watch this. We have all their confessions and summaries of what they said. There's Raymond Santana. I've seen the whole thing. There's Kevin Richardson. Okay. There's Antoine McCrae. There's Corey Wise. There's Corey Wise's second one where he came back and decided to change his story after he realized, maybe I shouldn't lie to these people. So those are all normal. I mean, I've seen those. Those are generally available. But then down here, we got some other ones, some lesser known ones. These ones don't get the same pub. That's Steve Lopez. He was there. He's not part of the Central Park 5, but he did go to trial. He was found guilty of assault. I decided, wow, I'm going to that site. You have to search to find this thing. I mean, trust me. People are busy, and people simply do not have the time or patience to go hunting for the truth. People just accept headlines. They accept whatever they are told. It's like informational fast food. Yeah, I could probably go out and find some healthy food for myself and prep it, but it would take time and effort, and, Big Macs are good. So I go to the site, and it has a bunch of information. I went to the videos page, and I want you to watch this. We have all their confessions and summaries of what they said. There's Raymond Santana. I've seen the whole thing. There's Kevin Richardson. Okay. There's Antoine McCrae. There's Corey Wise. There's Corey Wise's second one where he came back and decided to change his story after he realized, maybe I shouldn't lie to these people. So those are all normal. I mean, I've seen those. Those are generally available. But then down here, we got some other ones, some lesser known ones. These ones don't get the same pub. That's Steve Lopez. He was there. He's not part of the Central Park Five, but he did go to trial. He was found guilty of assault. Two of the dudes said he raped her, and I believe he raped her. Steve Lopez was an absolute thug. He basically said, look, I wasn't there. Never saw a girl. Don't know what you're talking about. And then they're like, wait a minute, Steve, we have 20 people that say you were there. He goes, yeah, well, I guess they're lying. I don't know why they're lying. Then we have Clarence Thomas, the young Bobby Brown. He had a very fun testimony. Then we got these other guys, Lamont McCall, Jomo Smith. They were there that night. They saw the Central Park Five. Hey, all you weak bitches who think that this was coercion. Was Lamont McCall coerced? His parents were there. He said it was the truth. You can go ask him today. He'll tell you the same thing. Jomo Smith, he was there. These guys weren't involved in that female jogger attack, but they saw everyone. And I'm going to play you some of their clips. Then we got Michael Briscoe, dude wearing big-ass glasses. He was 17 years old. He knows everything about that night. You want to hear what he had to say? And then we got Antonio Montalvo, 18. Here, let me read you a little piece of that summary. Montalvo said that everybody was going wilding that night and explained that wilding means to go as a group and beat people up. So yeah, just mob violence in Central Park. Cool, guys. Montalvo said that Raymond Santana had the idea to go wilding earlier that day in school and spread the word that people should meet up at the Taft Housing Project at 8 p.m. It was all planned. Among the people Montalvo named were Santana, Kevin Richardson, Andrew McRae, Corey Wise, Yusef Salaam, T-Bone. Ain't no party like a T-Bone party because a T-Bone party don't stop. Al Morris, Troy, Jermaine, Tito, everyone was there. Lamont, and Orlando. So we have a very firm picture as to who was there, and we have multiple eyewitnesses. But let me get back to the point of the video. Ava DuVernay tried to paint the picture that these cops are the problem. And just think, try to understand, grapple with this. Understand how pathetic and useless this is as an operation. They are trying to take the people that safeguard us from monsters, from violent assholes, rapists, and murderers, the police. They're trying to make those people the bad guy, the villain of the story. This is exactly Bizarro World. We are celebrating and rewarding rapists with millions of dollars and trying to tarnish the reputation and the integrity of the NYPD. The people who brought justice for Trisha Miley and all the people that were attacked in Central Park that night. These are the people, the cops, anywhere you are, who are going to protect your ass when you are violated for any reason. Your friggin' kitten gets lost in a tree and you call the cops, they're going to help you out with that too. You're feeling depressed, you're suicidal, you call the cops, they're going to help you. These people help, that's all they do. And we're wasting our time and engaging in just this malignant process of uplifting the villains and demonizing the heroes. It is so counterproductive, it is so cynical, and it is all based on greed. All these people are getting filthy rich off this process. And as a society, we're not only spinning our wheels, we're going backwards. And now what? The NYPD has to rinse off this filth, these accusations, totally baseless, a friggin' crew of dindus trying to save their own ass and pretending like they were assaulted or bullied or they cut deals with the cop. All bullshit. I'm so sick of it. And for all the atheists out there, you might be some 1.0 atheist who've stumbled onto my website. Sorry, where are we? This is a YouTube channel. Okay. You're at my YouTube channel and you came here because of a keyword. And you know what? You're strutting around like you're the big cock on campus. Why? Because you figured out the truth about God. There's no God. Woo! You figured it out, dude. Yeah, baby. Fuck yeah. Now, what can we learn from that? We cannot just walk around and beat our chest and be like, we are the ones who figured out there's no God. Hooray for us. No, the lesson, the far more valuable thing to have learned is how do you know what's true about anything? Okay, so that's why it's interesting to talk about whether Jesus was a myth or not. I think he was. It's interesting, the entire discussion of how do you know what you know. Prove it, defend it, support it, build a case, show me. Because I got news for you, there's going to be other situations where the truth will matter. What was the historical fact about that thing? Why should I buy this product over that product? Did that person commit that crime? I'm not sure. How could I know? How could anyone know anything? Why don't we just all lie down in fetal position and wait to die? Because it's all so confusing, isn't it? It's so difficult to figure this shit out. Really, it isn't. The problem is there are smart people in the world like you and I. I mean, we're friggin' special, right? Not special, need special, just like special, special. I'm talking advanced placement, like super elite. We're on the friggin' cusp. Okay. But there are dumb people, and I'm not even trying to be funny with that. There are dumb, emotional, testosterone-riddled people who are nothing more than just lemmings playing out what a stupid person will do. Stupid people do stupid shit, and it repeats, and it's annoying, and we have to deal with it. So the world is fucking stupid and think that the Central Park Five are innocent. They are not. But this is the same world that thinks that God exists. He does not, or she. I don't know if God is cis, but it's a social construct. All of it. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. The truth is not a social construct. And for all the postmodernists and for the Jordan Petersons out there and for the Deepak Chopras and the fucking Reza Aslan and whoever else wants to pretend like the truth is just a subjective thing, it's just whatever story you want to tell. Ava DuVernay comes to mind. Realize that we're not buying that. I shall not be gaslit by lesser men. And definitely not a woman. For fuck's sake. No, I'm just kidding. I love women. Women are fantastic. Some of them. Not all. Most of them are shit. No, they're actually really cool. We love women. Yay for the women. But we're not here to talk about women. Look, I'm white knighting Trisha Miley. Let's get that out of the way. This woman right here. See her? Beautiful blonde woman running in the park. Investment banker, 28 years old. She was savagely raped and left for dead. Her eyeball was almost out of her eye. She has brain damage. She lost 2/3 of her blood. Let's not lose sight of that. What Ava DuVernay did in When They See Us was to try to paint the bleeps as victims, as some sort of weird, retarded hangover extension of their victimization during slavery. And it's ended up with us here, where we are literally pretending that these dopey-ass rapists and thugs were misled or mistreated during their confessions. And all the police did was to say to them, what happened last night? What did you see? What did you do? That's it. And many of them instinctively lied and said, I didn't do anything, I didn't do, just the mantra, the didn't do dance. That's all they did. The reason that they spilled the beans, at least partially, was because it wasn't working. The cops said, Antron, Raymond, Corey, your boys already narked on you. We already know from like 30 people you were there. So it's going to look real bad if you sit here and tell us you didn't see anything, you didn't do anything. It's time to be honest. It's time to be real. Guys, you're dealing with people with triple-digit IQs. Up your game. Get on our level. Let's watch.
Like I can empathize. It's like a medium attractive girl. Like at any point you can cash out and you can be like, you know what, fuck this shit. Like I'm just gonna fucking find a guy. I'm done with this. Like you can cash out like any time. And it's like the women that like are really driven to get to the top. Like I have a lot of respect for that because
it's like their get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Get out of poverty free card.
It's pretty. Well, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, you never see like a mediumly attractive like homeless woman, right? Like, I mean, like, you don't. It doesn't happen because a guy would pick her up on the street, like, yo, motherfucker, come live with me. Oh yeah. Shit, we're going. These are the late night fucking Squad W takes.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That was a gem. Mr. Eric Reynolds referenced the site. So I decided, wow. level. Let's watch.
Sooner you tell us what you know, sooner you go home. Sooner you tell us what you know, sooner you go home. You got it?
Yeah.
Here we have Kevin Richardson, or the actor they hired to play him. Kevin Richardson was a huge young man, looked like a young Mike Tyson. This looks like Mike Tyson's stool sample.
Yes, officer.
Detective. I'm Detective Hardigan. Let's start with you telling us who you were in the park with.
I don't know names. I just got lost.
That never happened, and he never said he was lost. And what do you mean you don't know names? You did not stroll to the park by yourself. That's not how he answered that. You want to see how he answered that? I'll show you.
So that we can hear what you have to say. I see you wearing a jacket and zipped off. Have you been given something to eat tonight? I know it's habit, but could you answer out loud, yes or no? And could you just turn your chair so you're facing us a little bit? At the time that he gave you, that he took the statement from you, did he give you school? What school do you go to?
Jackie Brown.
And what grade are you? What grade are you in? 9th grade? Okay. Why don't you now please tell us? And where do you live? Excuse me, let me just ask you before you start. How old are you?
Oh, they live in my building.
Where does Al Morris live? Who were you with?
Sharon Bailey.
I'm sorry, you have to speak up a little bit. I can't hear you.
Sharon Bailey and Al Morris.
And Al who?
Morris.
Okay. Were you with anybody else?
But not until we got to Central.
What time, how did it come that you met up with those two guys?
Oh, they live in my building.
Where does Al Morris live? What time?
Not until we got to Central.
Oh, that's interesting. Ava, you took a few liberties there. What happened to the I don't know names, I was lost? And then where's the beating? Where's the beating? So just understand there were 2 interviews. They happened back to back. First it was with the detectives, and then it was with the woman, Lederer, where they put it on video. The parents are there for both interviews. There's nothing going on. This is, I know a lot of people are into conspiracies, and do you know where you find the conspiracy? Well, where was there no footage? Yeah, it probably happened there. That's where the devious stuff took place. This is just another example of people being scared of the unknown. We don't like it at all, the dark, mystery. So what we do is we just come up with stories, otherwise known as lies.
Sit up. This isn't a game.
Is my mom here?
She left. She wasn't feeling well.
Right, so that's a huge red flag. The mom left voluntarily and then came back. Do you want to see Kevin Richardson's mom? Well, I can't show you that, but his father was there. He was sitting right next to him.
And sir, could you please just state your name and address?
Paul L. Richardson.
And are you Kevin Richardson's father?
Yes, sir.
Also present in the room at this time is Detective John Hardigan.
It's just us. You and us.
Antron, Clarence told us you 2 were in the park.
And us.
Antron, Clarence told us you 2 were in the park with the kids who were beating people up. That right?
Yeah, do you guys want to see Clarence saying that?
Playing it on the tape, okay?
Okay, ready?
A little tired?
Yes.
But other than that, you're feeling... I'm sorry. You speak English?
Yes.
And you've understood what I read you?
Yes.
You understood the rights that I read you?
Yes.
Did you make a statement to the police earlier?
Yes.
And what's Trev's name? Had you been... At what time was it when you were with him?
I'm McCrae.
Your mother present at the time that you made that statement?
Yes. Never did. Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. You wanted to start and tell me...
Okay, it began on 110th and Madison. I was with a friend named Antron McCrae. As we were walking, we saw a group of boys. It was about 12 of them. And Antron knew most of them, so we went up to them.
After they give you the rights. Was your mother present at the time that you made that statement?
Yes. Never did. Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. You wanted to... I'm sorry to interrupt.
Saying that?
I'm sorry to...
Began on 110th and Madison. I was with a friend named Antron McCrae. As we were walking, we saw a group of boys. It was about 12 of them. And Antron knew most of them, so we went up to them.
Let me just stop you for a second. Antron McCrae, is he a good friend of yours?
Yes.
And how long have you known him?
Since 5th grade.
And how long had you been... At what time was it when you were with him?
Yeah, about 8 o'clock, I'd say.
You ran into some people when...
5th grade.
And...
Yes.
And how long have you known him?
Since fifth grade.
What did it look like?
It was a boy surrounded by a fence. And as we walked, we had seen a jogger. And one of them said, let's scare him. So as they went up to him, I think the jogger knew something was wrong because they all started crowding around him. And then the jogger said something like, you want to race? And he ran very fast, and some of them chased him. They couldn't catch him.
Where was the jogger running?
He was running close to the reservoir. Walked. We had seen a jogger.
You known him?
Since fifth grade. We had seen a jogger. Since fifth grade, we had seen a jogger. And one of them said, let's scare him. So as they went up to him, I think the jogger knew something was wrong because they all started crowding around him. And then the jogger said something like, you want to race? And he ran very fast, and some of them chased him. They couldn't catch him.
Where was the jogger running?
He was running close to the reservoir.
Right by the fence?
Yes.
And where were all these other people while the jogger was approaching?
Some of them were still like in the grass, like where the trees were, and they were like hiding, waiting for him to come. Then they would jump out.
They were hiding like they were in ambush?
Yes.
And were they being quiet so that you wouldn't hear them?
Yusuf, then why did you bring a black pipe, 14 inches?
So as he came along, what did he look like?
He was kind of tall. He had blonde hair, I believe. He was a Caucasian, and I can't think. I don't remember what kind of clothes he had. I believe. And as they came out, that's when the jogger knew something was wrong, and then he mentioned something like he wanted to race, and he ran very fast and couldn't catch up to him.
Did people try? Did people run after him?
Yes, I think so.
Did you run after him?
No.
Why did you go to the park that night?
I was just following a friend.
Who was the friend?
Antoine McCrae.
And you just were going around with him?
Yes.
Did you smoke any crack that night?
No.
Did you do any drugs that night?
No.
Did you have any alcohol?
No.
Were you high in any way?
No.
So you were perfectly straight when you ran into the park? After that first jogger ran away, what happened?
After he ran away, they continued to walk.
Where'd you walk?
He kept walking, like in the grass area close to the reservoir. And as he walked...
In the grass area close to the reservoir?
Yes. We continued to walk, and that's when...
Where's the grass area close to the reservoir?
This grass area. There's like the fence, and then there's like the pavement, and there's the grass after that.
Okay.
And we continued to walk, and that's when another jogger came. I was jogging very slowly. And at first they were saying don't bother him, he might be a cop. But he was driving very slow, really slow. And at first they didn't bother him. And as the boys, and then they just stopped for a while. And as jogger, they was letting him go by. And then they continued to walk. They was walking behind him. And all of a sudden, who hit him? Or who came? Can't think of it. That was a tall, dark-skinned fellow that came up to him, and that's when I began to leave the park.
I'm sorry, there's some noise outside. It makes it hard to hear you. I was trying to make it quiet outside. You were trying to remember, after the first jogger, then there was a second jogger, and you said he was sort of slow.
Yes.
And everybody had gone back into hiding too.
Yes, I could say that, yes.
Okay. So you were hiding, everybody was hiding, and then a second jogger started to
boys, and then they just stopped. And it's like,
in the grass area close to the reservoir?
Yeah.
When you ran into the park. After that first jogger ran away, what happened?
After he ran away, they continued to walk. And
where'd you walk? High in any way?
No.
So you were perfectly straight. So you were hiding every. So you were perfectly straight.
Yes.
When you ran. So you were hiding. Everybody was hiding. Straight.
Yes.
When you ran. So you were hiding. Everybody was hiding, and then a second jogger started to come by.
Yes.
Now, what did you notice about the second jogger?
He was jogging very slowly. He was.
It was a he.
I know. Yeah, I believe so. I couldn't really tell. It was dark.
All right. Did anybody say anything when they saw him jogging slow?
I believe one of them said that it might be a cop. But that's why he was driving very slow.
What did people do then?
They just stood there for a while, just watched him, and then.
And did he run by?
No, he jogged very slowly, and then they came from behind him.
Who came from behind?
A tall, dark-skinned fellow. I believe his name is Yusuf.
Yusuf?
Yes. And
was there somebody there by the name of Jermaine? Does that sound familiar?
Yes, sounds familiar. Yes, the name sounds familiar.
As the name of somebody who was with you that night?
Mm-hmm.
Great. You said Yosef was in that group that came behind?
Mm-hmm.
What did he do?
Yosef, he had some kind of iron stick, some iron. I don't know if it was a stick. It was iron, and it was at least 14 inches, and it had black tape around it.
Okay, was it? How was it shaped? Was it round, or was it square, like a piece of wood, or?
Like a cylinder.
Like a cylinder?
Cylinder shape, yes.
And who had that?
Yusuf. I'm not sure if that's his name. It was a tall, dark-skinned fellow.
Do you know where he lives?
Schaumburg Plaza.
How does he look? What does he look like? What's his hairstyle like?
He's tall, dark skin, lanky, he's kind of skinny. He has his hair in the kind of cut that the young guys wear now. The hair on top.
Is that flat top or?
Yes, flat top, fade.
And real short around the sides?
Yes, nothing. Yeah, real short on the sides.
What did he do with the pipe?
I believe he approached him from the back.
Why do you think his name is Yusuf?
Because earlier while I was being questioned by the other officers, they asked me was that his name, and they described him as the same person.
Okay. Did you hear anybody call him that night?
And I kept looking back to see what was going on, and I kept on walking, and Lamont was with me. A kid named Jomo was with me, and the Hispanic that I didn't know his name, I said I had stolen the guy's food earlier, the homeless, the bum's food earlier. He was with me, and we were leaving. We were going towards the entrance, and the other part stood behind and was beating them and stuff. And as we got hit the entrance, we waited there, and they were over there for a while, at least.
What could you see them doing?
I seen, like I said, fists flying, like.
The jogger?
No.
Could you hear them screaming?
But I know when they came back, one of them had a pipe.
Who had the pipe?
A boy named Antron McCray.
Where did he get the pipe from?
It was Yusuf, the same pipe Yusuf.
Where did he get the pipe from? Who had the pipe?
A boy named Antron McCray.
Where did he get the pipe from?
It was Yusuf, the same pipe Yusuf had earlier.
So the pipe that you had seen Yusuf with after this assault of the jogger was over, you saw Antron with that pipe?
Yes.
Speak up, son.
Yes, sir. You tell the truth, we clear things up, we send you home, okay?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Why was everybody but you, Yusuf, randomly beating up innocent people?
I didn't go in there to beat up on people. I just wanted to hang with Corey and Eddie. I wouldn't have gone if I had known that's why we were there.
So you didn't do nothing?
Well, I know that you put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your pee-pee in, and you shake it all about. Yusuf, then why did you bring a black pipe, 14 inches long with black tape around it? Why are there multiple eyewitnesses seeing you with this pipe attacking people?
You didn't do nothing? You were just rolling through the park with your boys on a casual stroll.
¿Y en 8th grade, Raymond? ¿Estás en el 8º grado? Pues es muy grande para séptimo, ¿no?
I grew some this year. What do you know about rape?
Well, I know that you put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your pee-pee in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you rape your way around. That's what it's all about.
It's something about sex?
Doña Colón, ¿puede hablar con Raymond? Ray, we need some answers here. Where did you see the lady?
Something about sex?
Where did you see the lady?
Who? What lady?
Kevin.
Oh, God, Ava. Okay, Kevin is the one who brought up the lady in the first place. Are you people aware of that? Go ask Eric Reynolds. He was there when it happened. He was the cop. They said, Kevin, where'd you get the scratch on your eye? He says, the female jogger. They go, oh, what? Could you tell us more? What happened with the female jogger?
I heard Raymond Santana tell
Park 5. Right now, she's just interviewing him based on the interrogation, but he says, I grabbed the titty. Courts?
Kids by their first and last names. Some kids knew other kids by nicknames. Designated.
Back in the morning shift,
a sensitive.
There, the press is that one guy that's got to say something to the press. Usually the one
I know,
get another 3 or 4 names, go out and get them, get another 3 or 4 names from them. And it just kept going like that in drips and drabs, getting Bill, you said, you have to interview them in a family.
And on that website, you can see, I think it's 9 confessions.
Yes, all the.
I think it's jogger, not there's no S jogger.
Under the, being under the impression that he was old enough to be interviewed by him, this investigation.
He should. Prior to that,
as soon as you see the headlights, is what they would.
All right, that's pretty interesting.
The rape,
the male jogger. Talk about what's his name?
When we would leave
now, because DNA was a new thing, people weren't immediately
part of this scenario.
It doesn't exist, and we just made it up so that we could. I was like, oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here, perjury. I'm like, what? Who said that? And then when they told me the name of the attorney, I was like, oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here, perjury. Perjure this. Fucking idiot.
How?
To 4, and my phone's ringing off the hook. And, people are like, hey, Eric, you all right? What's going on, man? We heard, thing about this perjury. Who said that? And then when they told me the name of the attorney, I was like, oh, he's full of shit. I was like, oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here, perjury. Oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here. Oh, he's full of shit. Oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here. Oh, he's full of shit. Oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here. Oh, he's full of shit.
How long did the
came out for me?
Trying to speak out, and some of them
in prison, and who of the Manhattan loosely based on herself. You know what I mean? Through all these years.
Okay.
And then
he gives his DNA.
I guess they were looking for the drugs of her boyfriend. He becomes mayor.
Vlad TV. So they're out.
They treated the jogger.
Revisited the case and said, well, that was your intentions.
That was my intentions.
Yeah,
so
because at this point right now,
and Joe Walsh stopped at 102nd.
And then the city invented a more palatable word called disorderly groups. Did body at that point?
No.
No.
In the park at the time that this was happening, actually, that building had just 2 rooms.
No
question.
But the question is, why were you guys robbing out? Why you guys?
Kid in the room, and it's I believe it's Clarence Thomas. So it's Clarence Thomas, his mother, myself, and 2 night watch detectives. They read them their rights. They read their rights to him and to his mother. They both agree to answer questions. So they asked him, well, what happened?
So they waived Miranda.
Yes.
They both waived Miranda. Yeah. Okay.
So they asked him, well, what happened in the park last night?
They keep a small group of detectives called. Will interview or do investigations on cases that happen sometime after midnight and before 8 in the morning.
Right.
So Night Watch is into.
Night Watch is finally ready to come interview these kids. Night Watch.
Tell us more. What happened with the female jogger?
Night Watch is finally ready. Read to him. They waive their rights. They'll say they're willing to talk. They asked him what happened. He said he was with a bunch of guys who were beating people up, but he didn't touch anybody. So Kevin Richardson comes in, and with his mother, it's the exact same thing. He had a scratch on his face. And one of the detectives asked him, he said, "Where did you get the scratch?" You know, at first he said it was my partner, Bobby. He said Bobby did it, you know, scratched his face when he was arresting him. And the detective said to him, "Listen, you better be telling the truth because Powers is next door. I'm going to go ask him." And then, what's his name? Kevin Richardson kind of put his head down and he goes, "It was the jogger. The female jogger did it." And it was like shocking. It's like everybody just like was kind of stunned for a second because we were absolutely not expecting this. You know, we didn't think that it was them. You know, we were hoping they would give us good information, possibly as to, you know, what had occurred. But when he said that, it was like, oh shit! Now what do we do? You know. What do we do?
So now they're trying to make him play completely dumb, as if, who? What? He knows Raymond Santana. He knows Antron. I mean, what is this? And they're trying to exploit the fact that not every one of these guys was friends with everyone else. They knew them. They recognized their faces. They were part of the same, like, general group.
It was like, oh shit! Now what do we do?
Where did you see the lady?
Who? What lady?
Kevin, Antron, and Raymond saw you messing around with the lady.
Who said that?
Kevin Richardson said you raped a lady in the park.
What? No,
Wait a minute.
not
Wait a second. Wait a second. That is not possible. This is my son.
Who said that?
Kevin Richardson said you raped a lady in the park.
But because they weren't best buddies, somehow this is a point to be made? What is the point? What the cop just told Kevin was true. These two other guys said you were there messing with the girl. And he goes, who? What? Where am I? I'm lost. Didn't do. Here's Kevin talking about the girl.
I think they're going to tell me for sure. It's kind of tall. On the jogging path.
On the jogging path, not on the path that the horses use.
No. A few people ran home. So they started chasing them. Like, if they was running, nobody was around.
No. Where did the group go then?
That's when they saw I think we was on the road again. A lady jogger.
At this point, it's still the same group that was together from the beginning in the park?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
A few people ran home.
Some people left?
Yeah.
And the group got... First?
Yes.
Who took her shirt off?
Like pull her shirt off. And like
Who caught her first?
Antron.
And
Steve and Raymond's beside them.
when they caught her, what did they do to her? Did they grab her? What did they do?
Like they push her down. Somebody was pushing them down. They grabbed her shirt. down. He grabbed his shirt.
So you're running after the female jogger that you just described accurately. Hmm.
So they started chasing him. Like, he was running. Nobody was around.
Nobody was around. No other people besides the lady jogger.
Yes.
So who started running?
It was Antron, Raymond, and Steve in front.
Okay, and you ran?
Yes.
Not quite what When They See Us portrayed, is it? So in When They See Us, they go, in When They See Us, they go,
Where did you see the lady?
and Kevin goes,
One lady.
when in reality, he knew quite a bit about the lady jogger, the lady in the park, the rape victim, Trisha Miley. Yeah, he was running after her. They attacked her. Shit went down. He raped her. It's like fucking unbelievable. But, you be the judge. Do you believe Ava DuVernay's version of this, or do you believe reality? Do you believe your eyeballs? This is my son? That's believe your eyeballs.
What? No, wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a second. That is not possible. This is my son.
No.
Not an argument, and it's not a defense. Your son is a rapist, ma'am.
I don't know what you're talking about. That
Okay.
What are we
Kevin says it did.
Wait. Who's Kevin?
Come on. Antron McCrae and Raymond Santana said they saw you rape the lady. You got that?
I never saw no lady. Lady.
Really?
I never saw no lady. The double negative rears its ugly head yet again. Kevin, you did see the lady. Do you want some more testimony of Kevin talking about the lady? I mean, how sad is this? This is how bold the lie is. People watching this show, which 40 million people watch this show, they're looking at this going, wow, these cops just didn't care. They told this kid, yeah, there was a lady, you saw the lady, trust me, you saw the lady. And the kid's just, I don't know, what? I never saw a lady, what are you talking about? How big of a lie is that? This is not a minor exaggeration. This is total fiction. But you have to go to these measures because we caught these men red-handed. They all narked on each other. We know they were there. We know they did this. And this happens all the time. So the didn't do thing, it's like, it's a big lie. I mean, when you did do and you're saying you didn't do, it doesn't get bigger than that. So did Corey Wise. It doesn't get bigger than that.
No, I didn't see any lady.
Kevin?
I didn't see any lady.
Who are you talking about?
The lady in the park.
I didn't see a lady or hit anyone.
Raymond saw you hit her. You hit her.
So did Corey Wise. Guys.
Who's Raymond?
Who's Raymond? Where am I? What's New York City? Central Park? There's so many parks.
Stick your cock in white ladies, huh?
Kevin, you did see the lady. Do you want some more testimony of Kevin talking about the lady? I mean, how sad is this? This is how bold the lie is. How sad is this?
Grab her, what they do?
Like, they push it down. Somebody's pushing him down. They grab his shirt.
This is how bold.
White ladies, huh?
Yeah, that never happened. A guy didn't poke his forehead and say, "You like sticking your dick into white ladies, eh?" But I'm sure he does, because he did. Because he did. And none of that happened either.
Listen, Ray. Kids like you don't do this shit. You probably get your pick of the girls, am I right? What are they saying about me? They don't even know me.
And none of that happened. Get these kids back, let me help you. Never happened. This is such a desperate attempt to pretend like the cops fabricated this, or, I mean, wow.
Shit.
Absolute bullshit.
You're
This is
involved.
slanderous. She should be sued for
saying.
this. And by the way, Raymond, he's all teary-eyed.
They did it,
Raymond
is what
was
they
the
say. So if you let me help you, I want to help you. You get these fucking kids back. Get the hell out of here.
mastermind behind the whole thing. He was the one laughing, saying it was fun. He's the one that planned this. This is a hood rat, drug dealing, rapist punk. Rapist punk.
Deal? To get some.
He never said, deal. You want to cut a deal? You get back at them and then I'll help you. Deal? It's fucking crazy. God damn it. Damn it.
To get something. You get some. This lady got herself raped in the park last night. And Kevin, he's saying it's you. But you see that scratch? She scratched him when she was fighting him off. So what do you think happened? Kevin did it?
No,
Not exactly how it happened. He offered the information to Eric Reynolds when he asked him. And here he is describing how he got the scratch. It's a fun story.
No, they're lying on me.
How'd this happen? You want to explain that? Where'd you get that scratch? It was the lady when you was raping her, right? When you were shoving your dick right into her. Whoa! You shit! Fuck!
Not exactly how it happened. He offered the information to Eric Reynolds when he asked him. And here he is describing how he got the scratch. It's a fun story.
Like, oh, he's full of shit.
Fun story.
Like, oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here, perv. Like, oh, he's full of shit. Oh, he's full of shit. The fuck out of here, perjury. The fuck out of here.
What did Antron do then?
Way off, you know, like a little bit down.
Did he say anything?
No.
Where were you standing?
Then everybody was around her. And I was like trying to stop her. And I got in the way. She kind of like scratched me a little bit. It wasn't a face.
Let me just ask you, you're saying that she scratched you and you're indicating a place on your face?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere right here. It wasn't big.
Is that the mark that's right here on your cheek?
Yes.
So, she reached out, she scratched you?
Yeah. Then like I moved back. Then Mike Briscoe, she tried to get up. Mike Briscoe hit her back down on the floor. Kept on hitting her.
Okay. Let me go back for a second. You say, Raymond was holding her arms, and Steve was holding her feet, and Antron was on top of her. What were the others doing?
They was like surrounding
Was anybody hitting her?
her. Yeah, Mike.
Mike was hitting her?
Yeah.
What was he hitting her with? His hands, a weapon?
Yeah, with his fist.
Where was he hitting her?
In the face.
You indicated here.
You want to talk proper? Think you're gonna bullshit me? You're not gonna bullshit me. I can do this all day.
I told you already.
Boy.
I went in the park.
There's a story, and we know.
Antron McCray. He was involved. What was Antron doing?
Yeah, you know, when you see a gang rape, when your boys are raping a woman in front of you, and you want to break it up, you go in and you grab her. You grab her. And she fights you off. I don't know how you're stopping anything. Interesting that you didn't get into any conflict with any of the other rapists. You didn't stop the rape.
What was Antron
You weren't
doing?
trying to stop the rape because you were raping her.
Antone,
Yeah, Antron McCray, he was involved. That's the story. 30 people say Antron McCray was involved. Everyone saw Antron McCray there. He had the pipe, he was beating on people, he was chasing the joggers, he was raping the woman. We have eyewitnesses. We have eyewitnesses.
Antone, held it down, I guess.
Antron.
Yeah, Raymond doesn't know any of these guys. Okay, so here's the big mystery with Antron. No one called him Antron. The cops were calling him Antron because that's his name, but in the hood, he went by Tron. A lot of these guys had nicknames. They had street names. But when you're in police captivity, you go by the official name. So if there was any confusion about that, it has no bearing. Raymond definitely knows who Antron is.
I heard Raymond get the next kid in, Lamont McCall, and the detective told him, listen, we'd like to talk to you back.
Yeah, because I'm going to be involved in
kids by their first and last names. Some kids knew other kids. At some point, the bosses grabbed me, and I was being debriefed by the chief of detectives, and it was the Manhattan chief of detectives, Aaron Rosenthal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he sat me down, and I had to give him you know,
an update of what had occurred from your point of view.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would imagine now we're going to start re-interviewing these kids.
Right. And what happened was that these kids, they had varying... Right. And what happened was...
Who Antron is.
Right. And what happened was that these kids, they had varying degrees of familiarity with each other. So some kids knew other kids by their first and last names. Some kids knew other kids by nicknames. Some kids knew other kids by, you know, they go to PS, whatever school they go to. You know, it was like that. And the detectives would go, like, we got those first 3 or 4, interview them, get another 3 or 4 names, go out and get another 3 or 4 names from them, and it just kept going like that in drips and drabs, getting people as they're being identified by other co-defendants. And then what PS, whatever school they go to, you know, it was like that. School they go to, you know, it was like that. You know, it was like that.
Years old. Wait a second. 14, you talking about my...
He's 14, therefore he couldn't rape. Is that the logic? Logic?
I know he's a little baby. He's
calling me Antron, Mom. Why you calling me Antron? No, you know, all my friends call me Tronny. All my friends call me Tronny.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, guys, I couldn't have raped because someone referred to me as Antron instead of Tron, therefore. Four.
Hey, what is he talking about? Wait.
These dudes were not handcuffed to the chairs. Okay? Do you want to see Antron? He's looking pretty cozy. He's looking pretty cozy.
And my mother told me to go to the store.
Where's your house?
And then I told her it'd be better if I get it at home. My
At her arm, and you said the first person who got on top of her was this in black hat. Did somebody else get on top of her then? Who was that?
Go back out, he grabbed one of her arms. This other kid got on top of her.
And who was that?
This poor kid.
The one with the black hood? Clarence Thomas get on top of her?
Yes.
After you did?
Yes.
Okay, so first. Explain it on the tape, okay?
Okay, ready?
Over the road.
Wow.
I'm over
For them,
and the beating was still going on?
yes.
All right, and that went on for quite a while. You could see fists flying, you could see motion.
Yes.
After that, was
So
that bench
wait
was
about a
still in
wall.
the park? A block and a half? You, Kevin, was there?
I believe I was at
Nobody wants you to say something that's not true. Say that you were there and participated in this. People would say that you were there. Did you tell Antron that if he didn't mention yours with you?
Lamont.
Where did they pick you up?
No.
There were two in front, and there was you. And
Yes, he began to say.
did Antron say anything to you about a woman? Probably more people than you think.
And asking Antron. So that was the way.
Antron, if he mentioned your name, things together, and he says that he was there, and he
Can't be true because I wasn't.
Did you go back into the park that night?
No.
Do you know that a woman was raped in the park?
That's from what I've heard now.
The people that we have spoken to, and particularly I mentioned your friend Anton McRae, have any reason to were there and that you also participated in raping her. Were there and that you, and particularly I mentioned the people that we have spoken to, and particularly I mentioned your friend Anton McRae, says that you were there and that you also participated in raping her. I'm sorry?
I said, I can't be true. Because I wasn't there.
Well, you describe Antron as your friend.
Yes.
Why would your friend say that about you?
I don't know. Maybe he wants me to get in trouble with them.
Why would he want you to get in trouble?
I don't think he wants to see me go home without getting in any trouble. Just him getting in trouble.
Well, a number of people put you there, but I mentioned specifically somebody that you say is your friend because, it doesn't seem like he would have any reason to say something bad against you. And it's not like he says you did it and he didn't. He puts himself there too and says he was involved. So it's not as if he's trying to put all the blame on you. It sounds as if he's trying to tell us what happened. And it sounds as if he's your good friend and the two of you do things together and he says that he was there and he did it and he says that you did it, that maybe you were involved in it too.
Okay, I understand. Calm down. Listen, okay, please take her out. Step outside, please. Sit. Sit down. What did you do when you saw the lady? What did you first do? Hey, did you touch her down there? Okay? It's okay.
No, I didn't.
I told you I ain't seen no
These dudes were not handcuffed to the chairs, okay? Kevin wasn't handcuffed to his chair at any point.
Raymond Santana saw you rape her.
I don't know that. Who is he?
Don't you fucking raise your voice to me, all right? Just because you don't know him doesn't mean he didn't see you. Antron, everybody's saying that you did this. Voice to me, all right? Just because you him doesn't mean he didn't see you.
With your feet in the air and your head on the ground, try this trick and spin it. Try this trick. With your feet in the air.
Understand? Calm down. Calm down. Step outside, please. Sit.
Is my mind is all way out in the water, see it swimming with your feet in the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it. Your head will collapse, and there's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind?
He didn't see you.
Come on, Ray. I mean, no one's gonna believe a kid like you would just stand there. You gotta put yourself in there.
No. Wait a minute. What do
Come on, Ray. I mean, no one's gonna believe a kid like you would just stand there. You gotta put yourself in there.
No. Wait a minute. What do you mean, put yourself in there?
Stop. He was there.
You didn't hear what he just said?
Stop. I made a deal.
Like, oh, he's full of shit. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, he's full of shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, now she was hit pretty hard. Okay, so who hit her?
Kevin.
Come on, relax. Let's take a break from these.
Kevin wasn't handcuffed to his chair at any point.
Let's take a break from these.
Kevin wasn't handcuffed to his chair at any point.
Huh?
Kevin wasn't handcuffed to his chair at any point.
What do you like to do after school, kid?
They did not say she was in jogging clothes, right? I've already shown you the test.
It's normal. Kevin, you tell me what you know. That lady? Hey, I'll help you. Kevin, now the lady, she was in jogging clothes, right?
They did not say she was in jogging clothes, right? I've already shown you the testimony. Kevin explains how she looked based off his recollection. It wasn't fed to him. They didn't say, here's what she was wearing. Just say yes or no. Nod your head.
Yeah.
So what was she wearing?
Jogging clothes.
Kevin wasn't stuttering. He wasn't glancing up at the guy and then back down. He was just recalling what happened. As simple as that. Nice try, Ava. Nice try, bleeps. These dudes are rapists.
Like a blouse and like a tank top and
Yeah, he never said blouse. And just fun fact, kids from Harlem in the 1980s don't say blouse.
And a tank, like a tank top and like some shorts.
Who took off her shirt?
Yeah, he never said blouse. And just fun fact, kids from Harvard. Yeah, it's the same running top that turned red. Red with her own blood.
Like a tank top and
Used
like
to be
some
white.
shorts.
Now it's red. Thanks, guys. That's leading the witness. No one said who took off her shirt. Implied in the question is that someone took off her shirt. They simply said, what happened next?
Let's go by who was there. Raymond? Antron? Was it Antron?
Yeah, Antron. Yeah.
So Antron, he ripped off her shirt. Did he touch her boobies? Who spread her legs? No, what was...
So, yeah, that's just him explaining what happened. Big difference between Kevin saying they caught her and took her shirt off versus the questioner
What
saying,
happened next?
So who took her shirt off? Out of nowhere. I mean, there's a reason why the Central Park Five and all their lawyers did not want you to see this footage. They tried to suppress this. What does it tell you when no one wants to show you the actual truth of what happened, their testimony, less than 24 hours after the event? It's a red flag, to say the least.
Show me how he pushed her.
Like this, running like, so like, he pushed her, but he still had a blouse. When he pushed her, he ripped her.
Again, leading the witness. Yeah, totally. So let's see if that's how. Where's the handcuffs? Oh, I guess they do say blouse.
Off. She fell on the floor. She fell on the floor.
Did she fall face down or backward?
She fell like this.
So that her face was down on the dirt?
Yes.
What happened then? Who was next there?
And Steve and Raymond was around her. I think Raymond had an arm. Steve had a legs. He spread it out. He ripped it off.
Was she screaming? What was she saying?
It's like saying stop, yelling help. So I was running saying like, y'all shouldn't, don't do that to her.
Brock?
Yes.
Next.
Took her shirt off.
What happened next?
First?
Yes.
What happened next?
Taking her bra off. Surrounding her. So they thought like taking her bra off.
Okay, did somebody take her shirt off first?
Yes.
Who took her shirt off?
Raymond took her shirt off.
And was she wearing a bra?
Yes.
And did somebody take her bra off?
Yes.
Did they take it off or did they pull it up or what did they do?
They ripped it off.
Yeah, that's just him explaining what happened. Shirt off versus the questioner saying, so who took her shirt off? Out of nowhere. I mean, there's a reason why the Central Park Five, their testimony, less than 24 hours after.
Who spread her legs?
Steve had her legs spread out? Wow, you came up with that all by yourself, Kevin? This is a fresh memory. Only happened a few hours ago. What was Raymond doing? That's interesting. He just offered that information. Antron was on top. He wasn't asked who was. Steve had her legs spread out? Wow, you came up with.
Dirt? Yes. Took her panties off.
When you say took her panties off, did somebody take her bike pants and her... You can sit down here. Did somebody take her bike pants and her shorts off first?
Yes.
Who did that?
Antoine.
And who took her underpants off?
Antoine. But see, they was
Who
holding
was
her
holding
legs.
her arms?
Raymond was on her arms. And Steve was on her legs.
Steve had her legs spread out? Wow, you came up with that all by yourself, Kevin? This is a fresh memory. Only happened a few hours ago.
How was Raymond holding her arms?
She was hella stretched.
What was Raymond doing?
Boobies?
Yeah. Yeah, Antron. Yeah.
So, Antron, he ripped off her shirt. Did he touch her boobies? Who spread her legs? Now, what was Raymond doing?
Raymond?
That's interesting. He just offered that information. Antron was on top. He wasn't asked who was on top.
And who?
How was Raymond holding her arms?
She was hella stretched out.
Was he behind her or next to her? How was he holding her arms up?
Like behind her, facing this way, with my arms tight like that.
So he was behind her. Would you show me how he was holding her arms? Was she laying on the ground then, or was she still standing?
She was laying down. Yeah, he had her arms like that.
Was he saying anything? Was she laying on the ground then, or was she still standing?
She was laying down.
Right, so this has been confirmed by, literally dozens of dudes. So the point is okay, so that's Lamont McCall. That went on. That's interesting. I think she liked, oh no. So, did you just burp under oath? That was amazing.
Yeah, he had her arms like that.
Was he saying anything?
And Steve had her legs. So Antoine was on top of her.
When he was holding her legs, was he holding them apart?
Top of her.
That's interesting. He just offered that information. Antron was on top. He wasn't asked who was on top. He just said. It's so close, Ava. You're so close to nailing this. It's embarrassing for me to point this out, but someone had to do this.
And who was on top? So what was Antron doing again? After he ripped off her shirt, then he was raping her, Kevin.
And then Antron got on top.
Now, what were you doing? How did she scratch you?
I was trying to help her out.
On top.
Now, what were you?
I mean, smash the like. Thanks, y'all.
Now, what were you doing? How did she scratch you?
Just like I came over to where everybody was at, and like where the lady was at, and like I was trying to stop it, like hey, stop, like I was trying to help her out, and then like,
I was trying to help her out, says the rapist. Holy shit. She's flinging her arms at whoever is above her, and she clips this dude in the cheek, and he's turning around talking about, I was a good Samaritan. Does anybody believe that? Anyone on the planet? Is it possible to believe what he just said? Oh, you want to hear what he actually said? Here it is. It's really convincing. Does anybody believe that? Anyone on the planet? Is it possible to believe what he just said? Oh, you want what he just said?
and then like I think she scratched me.
I think she liked, oh no, I mean, yeah, she scratched me. Really, that's how it went down? He said it definitively. He brought this up. He had to explain his scratch. He's caught red-faced. There's blood on your face. I mean, it's a fresh injury.
And yeah, she scratched me when I came over. I was trying to stop, and she scratched me, and yeah, I got a scratch.
Okay.
So, that is why Kevin Richardson went to jail. He admitted he was at a gang rape. It didn't even matter if you could prove that he raped her versus one of the other guys. He's already going to go to jail for rape. Because the dude was 14, a juvenile, he only went to jail for like 7 years, okay? He got lucky. He got really lucky because he then got $9 million from the state of New York. And all for the low, low price of raping a chick in Central Park. I mean, this is cut and dry, wham bam, thank you ma'am. This is simple, give me a challenging case. Central Park 5 is a new litmus test. Sadly, the O.J. Simpson case was a litmus test. Do you think he's innocent or guilty? If you can't pass that test, I mean, it says an encyclopedia about you. So as promised, I'm going to show you some of the testimony of some of the other guys. Let's dive in on Lamont McCall. He was there that night. He's got some things to say. I'm going to show you some of the testimony about you. So if you can't pass that test, I mean, it says an encyclopedia about you. So as promised, about you.
Trick. Head on the
Encyclopedia about
with
you.
your feet in the air.
An encyclopedia about you.
With your feet in the air and your head on the ground. Trying this trick and spin it, yeah.
So as promised, I'm going to show you some of the testimony of some of the other guys. Let's dive in on Lamont McCall. He was there that night. He's got some things to say. On Lamont McCall.
Is this all it's gonna be? Gold dust shimmers on my feet. They lay me down and the sky turned pink. And is this all it's gonna be? Gold dust shimmers on my feet. And they lay me down and the sky turned pink. उम्र में सारियां जी लियां रोशनी में सारियां पी लियां रंगां दी कहानियां चख चख के मैं ते उंगलियां चट गईयां डरता है रब का अंधेरा तुम दबा के वो तो भागेगा जब आएगा सवेरा आसमान में सुराख तू बना दे उस पर ही तो है ना दिन का बसेरा Walking on a tightrope, singing in the lifeboat. Why they wanna medicate me like a sick joke? And I don't wanna let go, never mind your door. And if I get a tummy ache, yeah, I'll just take a pep talk. उम्र में सारियां जी लियां रोशनी में सारियां पी लियां रंगां दी कहानियां चख चख के मैं ते उंगलियां चट गईयां Alright, alright, I'm off for the clouds. So don't worry about me now, worry about me now. And we both know I've been here all along. So don't worry when I'm gone, worry when I'm gone. लोरियां सुना नींदे आई थकी थकी झपकी है आई थोड़ी सी मोहलत है खर्चेंगे होली से किन्नी चुन्नी सांस लाई लाई सोचा ये था मैंने के खाई छाती की गुल्लक है खर्चेंगे होली से खुली खुली आंखें ये ख्वाबों का झरोखा है जाके जाके देखो तो सच बोले भरोसा है हर पल का तू मजा ले धीरे से अब तू डरना जीने से तू Walking on a tightrope, singing in the you and I know you feel the love for me, for me, for me, for me. I just wanna see you having fun for me, for me, for me, for me. Push you and I know you feel the love for me, for me, for me, for me. उम्र में सारियां जी लियां रोशनी में सारियां पी लियां रंगां दी कहानियां चक चक के मैं ते उंगलियां चट गईयां आई सी सुन रही है
Tonight, he's got some things to say.
Yeah. Spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Feel like I'm destined. I don't need no Smith and Weston, no. But who you testing? Fuck a scantron, here's your lesson, no. Knife and testing, taking shots at all your breath, you know. Feel like I'm damaged, you fucking playing it. Call my phone, make me feel right. Don't you know you gon' make it feel right? Call my phone, make me feel right. Don't you know you gon' make it feel right? Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Tell me all your sweet, sweet little lies. All about the dark places you hide. Tell me all your problems, make them mine. Tell me all your sweet, sweet little lies. I live a picture in my head, colors soaring as I float above my body in my bed, yeah. And I wonder if I'm dead, saw the white light flicker, so I wake up in the sweat cold red. Sirens going off about something that I dreamt. Thinking about the shit I never told you that I meant. I can shake it off, chloroform, peace and rest. But you know all I ever really wanted was a friend. Tell me all your sweet, sweet little lies. All about the dark places you hide. Tell me all your problems, make them mine. Tell me all your sweet, sweet little lies. I wonder if the sun will shine again. If I'll ever see your face again. You know I'd rather die than say goodbye. So tell me all your sweet, sweet little lies. Late night fantasy, it's when I teleport again. I got a spare key, we can go and play pretend. We can go and play pretend. We can
When you saw
really
your friend
transcend.
Trayvon, did you have a conversation with him and go somewhere with him?
No, he just asked me. He said let's go to Taft.
Let's go to Taft? What's Taft?
Taft Project.
Did you then go there?
Yes.
You know about what time it was when you went?
Did you just burp under oath? That was amazing. So, that is why Kevin Richardson went to jail. Everybody believing Jomo Smith? Did you just burp under oath? That was amazing.
Was there anyone named Tony? Did you have to go over a road? Did you have to go down a wall, across a road, and then up on the other side?
Right, so this has been confirmed by Lion Wait. They were hiding, Patricia Miley. They were chasing after every jogger. They would lie in wait. I mean, literally dozens of dudes. He just said they were hiding in the, and they
past the pool.
Okay, were you walking on the road or on the ground? Question, and you don't understand it. Please tell me and I'll...
Into the grass, it was dark. I met going, yeah, I met, and they said, yeah, and so he started running faster and they didn't catch him.
And they chased after him? Okay. Do you know what their names are?
No.
Were those guys that you had met just before you went into the park? Was one of them Kevin Richardson? Right. Was one of the people that Tron?
No.
Was one of them?
They caught him. They ain't catch the jogger. He asked them did they want to race, and they said yeah, and so he started running faster and they didn't catch him.
And they chased after him? Did anybody hit him?
No. They stopped because he was way ahead. But then a second jogger came, and someone hit the second jogger from behind. I don't know who it was.
Did they hit him with a weapon or with their hand?
They fist. And then
what happened when they hit him with the fist? Kevin Richardson?
They caught him.
Who caught him? Were you still walking when you saw the jogger?
Yes, and then we started running after him.
You started running after him? Who was closest to him? Okay. Was he old or young?
He was a white man. He had on.
Please tell me and I'll ask it to you a different way.
You told me, it says we went into Central Park.
They caught him. No. Kevin was with
after him? Did anybody hit him?
No.
You said that group didn't do anything, and the boys from Schaumburg?
Yes.
What did they do to him? What it was made out of?
No.
Was it made out of wood?
This. But like this one.
And could you tell what it was made out of?
Wood.
The person, who had the pipe, do you know?
No. He had a black and white jacket.
Is that the one that said something on the back? I want to make sure. Did anybody hit him?
No. They stopped because he was way.
Okay. And where did you go?
Then we had made a left. Yes.
Go into the park to do this or that? Up into the something like that. Did you see anything about? Did you see any other people in the park? Any people on a bicycle? Or a road? Did you have to go down a wall, across a road, and it goes through the park? Wall and across.
No. Lamont, we're not talking about the traffic. I'm just asking
you questions in the.
Okay.
Yes.
We gave you soda a little while ago. Did we get you something? When you got to the reservoir?
It was a jogger coming.
Was that a man or a woman?
A male.
What did he look like?
He was a white man.
What happened when you got to the reservoir?
It was a jogger coming in a colorful top.
A what kind of top?
A colorful top.
What happened when you got to the reservoir?
It was a jogger coming.
A kung fu top?
A color top.
A color top. You don't know what color it was?
No.
Was it a coat or a shirt?
It was a shirt.
And did he have a headset?
No.
No headset? Was he old or young?
He was old.
Old? Skinny guy? Fat guy?
No. Slim.
Was he running fast or slow?
He was on the slow at first.
Okay. When you first saw him, where were you? Was he old or young? Skinny guy? Fat guy?
No. Slim. Slow at first.
Okay. When you first saw him, where were you?
We was in the grass.
Okay. Were you hiding behind bushes and trees?
No.
Were you standing back from the light around the reservoir?
Yes.
You were standing, everybody from the group was standing in the dark there?
Yeah, because we was walking through the grass. It was dark.
Okay. Did you stop when you got to the reservoir?
No, we kept on walking.
Okay. What happened? Were you still walking when you saw the jogger?
Yes, and then we started running after him.
You started running after him? Who was closest to him?
I don't know. I ain't know the boy.
Do you know what he looked like?
No.
Who did you see that you knew that was close to him?
Nobody until they caught him.
Who caught him?
The kids that live in Schaumburg. No.
Were those guys that you had met just before you went into the park? Was one of them Kevin Richardson?
No. Kevin was with I met him at Schaumburg, yeah.
Right. Was one of the people that caught the jogger, was one of them Kevin?
No.
Was one of them Antron? One of them Raymond Santana?
No.
All right. Was one of them Mike?
They was ahead of me, I don't know.
Okay. What did you see them do when they caught him?
No. They stopped because he was way ahead of them. And then a second jogger came, and somebody hit the second jogger from behind. I don't know who it was.
So the point is anyone doubting Lamont McCall right here? I mean, okay, so that's Lamont McCall. That went on for half an hour. I mean, feel free to go check it out. Link is in the description. It's a fascinating tale. Let's listen to Jomo Smith. He's 15 years old. He was there that night. Oh, and get this name. Jomo.
That's it. That's on the birth certificate. Jomo Smith.
You started running after him. Who was closest to him?
I don't know. I ain't know the boy.
Do you know what he looked like?
No.
Who? Kevin Richardson? Trees?
No.
From the group was standing in the dark there?
Yeah, because we was walking through the grass. It was dark.
Okay. Did you stop when you got to the reservoir?
No, we kept on walking.
Okay. What happened? Were you still walking when you saw the jogger?
Yes, and then we started running after him.
You started running after him?
So the point is anyone doubting Lamont McCall?
What?
Okay, so that's Lamont McCall. That went on for half an hour. I mean,
I'd like to ask you, please, if you could tell us...
110th, we went around this node. Jermaine Robinson.
Does,
Yes.
And you were scared that the police would find you?
Yes.
You were afraid of the police?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means like we over here, or that stood there, and the cop car didn't see us, so it left. And that's when we just went on. Then we jumped down the
When you say you went on, where did you go?
We went to the what they call that when the cars go down the hill in Central Park.
Are you talking about the transverse?
Yeah, the transverse. We climbed down there and we got across. We climbed up the wall again, and that's when we was near the reservoir, I think it was, where the joggers jog at around. We was over there, and then that's when that's when we seen this jogger, one jogger, climbed up the wall again.
Transverse?
Yeah, the transverse. Cars go down the hill. What they call that when the down the That's when we just went on. There wasn't no lights. We stood in the dark. We stood there. Of us ran towards the benches, and 5 scattered, and the rest like 5 scattered. And we scattered, firing. We heard the.
What did you do? Were rejoined after you were.
Black or blue suit on. The reservoir, I think it was, where the joggers jog at around. We was over there, and then that's when that's when we seen this jogger, one jogger. He said we got him. He had a black or blue suit on, and he said, and they got.
Is that a running suit or a business suit?
A running suit. So we seen him, and so they said yo, and they grabbed him, and they punched him up, and they got him down there, they punched him again, and that's when he got away. They said, you got money, and he said, no, and he got away.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was just right there. I ain't do nothing.
So this is the 4th thing that group did, and you didn't do anything?
Nope.
What did they do to the jogger?
Punched him.
Where?
In the face, in the arm.
Who punched him?
I think my cousin, Terrence. Yeah, that's it.
Did they hit him with something or just
and other
their
kids.
hands?
Just their hands. I know.
Did you hit him?
No.
What happened next?
After that, they was waiting for another jogger to come. That's when another jogger came, and they said, hey, yo, they was throwing rocks at him. He said, what y'all, like a curse word, he said.
Well, yeah, why don't you just tell me what he said?
He said, what the fuck y'all doing? And the cop, and the man said, yo, and they was running after him, and he said, y'all want to race? And that's when he just ran fast.
Right. Go back for a second to the jogger that you saw before. When you got near where the path is for running, it was dark?
Everybody believing Jomo Smith? Anyone think this is coerced? Anyone care to look up Jomo Smith today and ask him this again? You think he'll recant? Or do you think this is what happened? Yeah, this is Michael Briscoe, and what happened?
Some lights on the path?
What happened?
Some lights on the path there? Did you hide in the brush?
Yeah, in the bushes and stuff, yeah.
And where did you hide?
I was hiding next to this kid, Michael Briscoe. He called me over, and we was hiding together. Cause he ain't hit nobody, and I ain't hit nobody. And that's when we were just hiding. They was just like, they was up close to the jogging path, hiding behind the trees. But we was further down. So that's when they was calling, that's when they got the man.
Were you sort of hiding like in ambush?
Yeah.
Were you being quiet so that he wouldn't hear you?
Yes.
When that first jogger came by, did anybody take any property from him?
Nah.
Did he have a headset?
Nah.
Any money?
Nope.
Jewelry?
Nope.
Right after the first jogger, then there was a second jogger.
Yes, that was the one that ran.
And that the other people in your group couldn't keep up with?
Yes.
What happened next?
Excuse me.
Did you just burp under oath? That was amazing.
After that, that's when, another jogger came along, and it was.
What did that jogger look like?
He was like, I don't know.
What color hair?
I think blonde.
You think, but you're not sure?
Yeah, I think. I'm not too sure.
Why aren't you sure?
Because I was down low. I wasn't all the way up there.
Yeah, this is Michael Briscoe, and he's talking about the same events on the same night. We are piling up the eyewitness testimony.
Whatever happens, like go around.
How many people were you all together?
About, say, 32, 33.
About what time was it when you...
Like a tight shirt, because he was like kind of husky.
Wow, you couldn't be talking about this, Yusuf. This guy, he was just hanging out at the park.
Do you...
And then we crossed from Winton Park. Antoine and Clarence jumped out. And Antoine told him surprise like that, and he hit the man.
What did that runner look like?
This man, he had dark hair too.
Like?
He was kind of tall. If came out from he had his Walkman on, and they threw a rock at him. So then one jogger came past.
Well, let me just, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you said that they said scat out, that means to scatter. Were you scattering so that you could hide in the bushes?
Yes.
And did you do that?
Yes, we hid away from them. I hid away from them. So when the jogger came, after the jogger came, he had his Walkman on, and they threw a rock at him, and the rock hit him in the head.
Up there.
The traffic be coming this way and going this way.
So how did you make that cross?
We waited until no traffic was coming. Okay. So then when we got to that side, we all ran to the reservoir. And then that's when the joggers came.
What did you do when you got to the reservoir?
When we got to the reservoir, we was walking slow, and a jogger came. Everybody said, scat out, a jogger.
Who was in the group then?
Yeah, this is Michael Briscoe.
Everyone that I had named.
Everybody was together?
Yes.
Okay, who said scat out?
They just yelled it out. I'm not sure. They just yelled it out.
Did you yell it out?
No, they just yelled out.
Did you do it? Does that mean to scatter?
Yes.
And did you do that when they...
Yes, we left. We all broke up. So then one jogger came past.
Well, let me just... I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you said that they said scat out, that means to scatter. Were you scattering so that you could hide in the bushes?
Yes. We hid away from them. I hid away from them. So when the jogger came, after the jogger came, he had his Walkman on, and they threw a rock at him, and the rock hit him in the head. And then he turned around.
Who threw the rock?
Raymond threw the rock. And he turned around, and he started calling them curse words and everything.
Was this a big rock?
I'm not sure how big it was. He just picked it up and threw it. Because he was like in the dark, and the man didn't really see who threw it. Raymond just threw the rock. He just started calling us curse words. Then Yusuf came up from behind the tree that was in front of the man and pulled out the knife and cut him.
Where did he cut him?
I think in the face or the shoulder, somewhere upon here. And then Antoine and Clarence just started yelling out, "Yo, they cut him, Yusuf cut him," like that.
Who was shouting that? Yusuf and who?
Clarence and Antoine.
I'm sorry.
They yelled out, "Yusuf cut him, he cut him."
I mean, it is... Wow, you couldn't be talking about this, Yusuf. This guy, he was just hanging out at the park.
Why was everybody but you, Yusuf, randomly beating up innocent people?
I didn't go in there to beat up on people. I just wanted to hang with Corey and Eddie. I wouldn't have gone if I had known that's why we were there.
I mean, it is at the level where I don't know what else to say. Yes, of course. And the
But then we was walking deep into the park. Another runner came.
The first runner who came who got cut, was that a man or a woman?
That was a man. Dark hair.
Do you remember what he was wearing?
Shirt, because he was like kind of husky.
Did anybody chase him?
No. And then the second man came.
What did that man look like?
This man, he had dark hair too. And he was like a little shorter than me. He was wearing shorts too. And he had on, I think they all, like most of the runners had on dark colors, like blue or black. He had on blue or black. So then he was running and they threw a rock and it hit him in the shoulder. And then when it hit him in the shoulder, he turned around and he started calling them curse words, and then Clarence started chasing him.
Who did?
Clarence. He started chasing him, and the man just left Clarence. Clarence can't catch him. So Clarence ran back. Then the third jogger came, and everybody said, be quiet, no runner. So then when he came, everybody hid in the dark, and Antoine and Clarence jumped out. And Antoine told him, surprise, like that, and he hit the man.
What did that runner look like?
He was kind of short, dark skinned. He had on a short, he was part of like white. He was short, he had dark hair. He had on a black shirt and blue shorts.
I mean, it is white guilt community. They're not going to research this. You know why? About whether or not you're now with the party or Thanksgiving or bring them watching that story. That's true. So even though the story is a lie, how good it makes them feel to prove to anyone watching this how obvious this is. Was any of this portrayed and when they see us? Of course not. This was all suppressed. They run and hide from this. And they know that, the bleep community and the white guilt community, they're not going to research this. You know why? Because they're happy with the story portrayed in the film. Does it matter that it's not true? Not really, because you know what is true? The feeling they get from watching that story. That's true. So even though the story is a lie, how good it makes them feel is very, very true. And if you want to go around living your life just trying to feel as good as possible and not caring at all about whether or not you're basing that off things that are true or self-delusion, then just know that there will be people exposing you for who you are, mocking and shaming you, and fighting to expose that ever elusive thing, increasingly elusive now with the internet, the truth. The Central Park Five are guilty as hell. Research it for yourself and have the balls to raise that point at your next dinner party or Thanksgiving or bukkake session. I don't know what you're into. Bring it up and stand up for the truth. Or Thanksgiving, or bukkake session. I don't know what you're into. Bring it up and stand up for the truth. And stand up for the truth.
Stop.
And stand up for the truth.
Stop.
Or bukkake session. I don't know what you're into. Bring it up and stand up for the truth. Or bukkake session. I don't know what you're into. Bring it up and stand up for the truth. stand up for the truth.
Stop. It's all out in the water, see it swimming. Oh, I was swimming in the Caribbean. Animals were hiding behind
If you like this channel and what for you, let him know. You can support the channel in a variety of ways. Sign up on Patreon, PayPal, or Subscribestar.